How you doing, folks? Well, this is the day after the part 4 video where I took the cylinder head off this, and I couldn't leave it alone because there was a few questions I needed answered, especially after watching John Twist's videos from University Motors. If you're into MGs and you don't know about this guy's videos, you need to watch them because he does a fantastic video series on all things MG, and he does know his stuff, unlike me, who's a bodge artist when it comes to these type of things. So what I'm going to do is I want to find out just how bad the rings are in this engine, and I'm going to actually do that by pouring diesel into each of the 4 cylinders and seeing how long it takes for it to leak through into the sump. And I'm going to do the same thing in the cylinder head. So I'm going to basically put the 4 spark plugs in, tighten them up, and check and see how long they will hold the diesel. And that will give us a good indication as to what the sort of sealing capacities are on both the piston rings and the valves. Okay, so the 4 pistons are halfway up their stroke. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave that for about 10 or 15 minutes, and we're just going to see how long that takes to go down. So we will time it actually for exactly 10 minutes, and we'll come back to it. I'll set a stopwatch now. Alright, so there's 10 minutes, and I am really happy with that result, to be honest with you. I expected that to be honest with you, the petrol or diesel would have just poured straight through the engine. So, to tell you the truth, now I'm starting to think maybe it was the head gasket that was causing the problem with the compression. Anyway, I'm not going to do anything more with that bottom end. Like, there's 10 minutes gone now with the diesel sitting in it. Okay, fair enough. You can see number 4 cylinder is actually the lowest now, and you have to bear in mind that is the one that was actually giving the best compression out of a lot. Like, number 1 cylinder was actually the lowest compression, and it's holding really well. So there's as I said, 10 minutes. We'll come back in 15 minutes. In the meantime, here's how the head is looking. Now that's 5 minutes in, okay, because I was obviously doing this while the block was doing its thing. But there's nothing wrong with that either, to tell you the truth. I'm starting to think I don't really need to do anything with this either. I think what I need to do is I need to just clean it all up and put it back together again. Maybe that is the way to go with this engine. I would appreciate opinions, folks. So please do comment down below and let me know what you think. So as I said, there's 5 minutes. We'll come back in another 5 minutes. See what that's like after 10 minutes. But you can see now, that's bone dry, bone dry, bone dry. They're all dry. So the ports are dry there, so there's no leaking in the cylinder head. That's absolutely fine. Makes me think that maybe the deposits at the top of the cylinder are actually carbon, and it's not so much of a wear step. What I'll do is before I go, after that's been in for 15 minutes, I will just take a little bit of emery to one of them and see if that comes up any better. Okay, so there's 15 minutes on the block now, and yeah, to be honest with you, I'd be foolish to start going and tearing this down because I'm only going to end up with more problems than solutions, and I don't really think anything needs to be done there. Like, how good do I need this car to really be? You know, I mean, clean everything up, put it all back together again. And do I even do the cylinder head? I mean, you can run them on unleaded petrol with an additive, or you can just, for the amount of mileage I'd be doing, just run it on unleaded, and then eventually when the valve seats do eventually go, then get the head done. That makes more sense. Now I'm starting to talk sense, folks. Well, a little bit more anyway. And thanks very much to John Twist and University Motors. The recommendation is very much he definitely deserves a recommendation, to be honest with you. I mean, doing those videos, they're fantastic. So look, yeah, it's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than I expected it to be, to tell you the truth. So anyway, let's leave it there, folks. I don't think I need to accomplish anything more here. I had a look at the wear step in the cylinder walls with I scratched it a little bit with a scriber, just to see if any of that sort of stuff came off. I didn't go down into the cylinder wall, by the way. and I didn't go too heavy with the scriber. It's definitely a wear step. It's not carbon buildup, so I know that much is true. But there's a song on that somewhere. But yeah, I'm gonna clean everything up and put the cylinder head back on this engine and start getting it to work. So the next thing is to do, really rebuild the carburetors, clean the engine bay, clean the head, clean the block, get everything surgically cleaned best I can, get that bloody oil filter off somehow. I have a funny feeling it's going to involve banging a screwdriver through it. Try and flush out the engine a little bit more, and I'd say it'll need a couple of oil changes maybe after 500 miles or something like that, once I've clocked up a bit of mileage on this car. But yeah, look, that's a really positive outcome, folks. So let's leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll chat to you soon. Please don't forget to like and, very important, subscribe. Thanks very much. Talk to you soon.